Town's #2 story, tonight's worst persons in the world. The bronze to Dick Morris with today's top lie on Fix News, telling Hannity, quote, "Nobody on the right wing has criticized Obama over race. There isn't a vestige of that." Of course not. Limbaugh repeatedly played a song called Barack the Magic Negro and called him a African-American. Congressman Westmoreland of Georgia referred to Mr. and Mrs. Obama as, quote, uppity. The chair of a California Republican women's group issued Obama food stamps showing him with watermelon. And Congressman Jeff Davis of Kentucky, Jeff Davis, said that the president of him, he said that the boy's finger, we'll read it again. That boy's finger does not need to be on the button. No, there's no racism from the right. Not there. Not in this country. The runner-up, Congresswoman Michelle Bachman, she has again let the cat out of the bag. Will illegal aliens have access to taxpayer-subsidized health care? Well, the answer is yes, they will. Someone could walk into a Health and Human Services office and say, I'd like to have free health care for me and my family. And the Health and Human Services offices wouldn't have any ability to ask, are you a legal citizen of the United States? They would have no ability to ask, could you show me your documentation to prove that you're a United States citizen? There it is again, Congresswoman Bachman revealing that which the Republicans do not wish their supporters to know, to ensure that nobody here illegally might get care. The Republicans will require that everybody seeking care prove their citizenship, even in the emergency room, even if they're still dripping blood on the floor. The Republicans want mandatory national ID. But our winner, Congresswoman Virginia Foxx of North Carolina. You can tell when she's about to say something that will shame her district and her state. Her lips are moving. This is the representative who previously announced in the presence of the man's mother that Matthew Shepard was murdered not because he was gay, but as part of a robbery, and that the Shepard hate crime bill was thus predicated on a, quote, hoax. This is the representative who previously announced that health care reform will, quote, put seniors in a position of being put to death by their government. Now, she continues her outer space argument against health care reform by saying the following. In a recent article, conservative commentator Thomas Sowell, an African-American, examined some of President Obama's claims about the health care reform legislation moving through the Congress. I wanted to quote some excerpts from his column that I found insightful. The article and the points Congresswoman Foxx raised had nothing to do with race, so she cited the fact that Mr. Sowell is African-American for what reason? Because the president is African-American? Because if one of them disagrees with him, that carries more weight somehow? Because they are all supposed to think alike? There is no reason to raise Mr. Sowell's race, except to introduce race into the health care debate. So when somebody suggests that many of Obama's critics are motivated, in whole or in part, by latent racism, which they're trying to pave over with any excuse they can think of, this is what we're talking about. Congresswoman Foxx having to tell you that one of the president's critics is also one of them. Congresswoman Virginia Foxx, 5th District, North Carolina, latent racist, today's worst person in the world.